President Cornwell, nice to have you aboard and take a little time out. I've seen you come to a lot of games this year, both men's and women's.
Absolutely.
And you come with your wife, and it's so nice. I called over there. I thought this would be a decent game tonight. We wanted to have you aboard for a bunch of reasons. One of them we'll just jump right into, and I'm gonna tell everybody a little bit about you as I can, or I'll butcher it as best I can. Then you correct me.
That's fine.
Can we do that?
That's fine.
Dr. Grant H. Cornwell. We don't know what the H stands for.
And you're not going to.
But we're not gonna. From St. Lawrence University in Canton, New York. That's where he went to undergraduate school, majored in biology and philosophy. Right. Then the really, really impressive part, he goes to the University of Chicago, gets his master's in philosophy and his doctorate in philosophy.
Right.
Then I think you went back to St. Lawrence where you taught and did a myriad of things.
Correct. You got that right.
But I don't know the years exactly. I want to say 15, 16 years.
It's like 20, 22 years, yeah.
20, 22 years. The really impressive thing, if I could find it on here, is you went back to where you were the vice president of St. Lawrence, and this is a really big thing, the dean of academic affairs, which kind of means you ran that whole area of academia.
Right. The whole academic program, right. Yep.
So then from there you go to the College of Worcester, and I have some friends in high school. I think I pronounced that correctly.
You did.
And I think I know where it is. It's somewhere up there in the Pittsburgh.
Cleveland.
You know what? That was my first guy. Gave me Cleveland, then somebody sold me the other deal, but up in the Cleveland area. Okay, so then you're at Worcester, which is a top liberal arts school for a lot of reasons.
It is, yeah.
You were there since 07, so 7-8 years.
8 years. Yep.
Now this part I know for sure. In the fall of 14, late fall, you were part of the search committee here at Rollins, and you were offered the job as president in late 14.
That's correct.
And you accepted the job, but you started July 1 of 15.
Correct.
Which means right now you've got about, give or take, about 8 months under your belt here at Rollins.
That's it. You got it all
right. And that's pretty much your back. You can fill in the gaps and all that, but that's kind of who you are to a degree. Now, what I don't know is where you're from and where you grew up.
Yeah. So I grew up in Connecticut. And went to college at St. Lawrence, like you said. I was a basketball player at St. Lawrence.
That was. Well, you can go ahead and segue into that because that was the next question I was going to ask.
Yeah. So it's a D3 program. I wasn't a very good basketball player, but I did play varsity there. I loved the game. I didn't play for a long time after that, and then when I became a professor, on every college campus everywhere, there's a noontime faculty game, right? And so when I became a professor, I started playing noontime faculty ball. And that's when I was like 25. I'm 58 now, and I still play.
Right. So you've done all that. You're here at Rollins. You've been here 8 months. I just want to leave it open-ended and kind of have a discussion, but how your first 8 months been? I mean,
yeah, it's awesome. And this is a wonderful college, and it has so much potential. That's what brought me here. I was very happy at the College of Worcester, but what I saw down here in Winter Park at Rollins College, where we can take this place over the next many years, it's going to be very exciting.
There's a quote I've seen from you several times, and it always strikes me, and I'm not sure I know exactly what it means, so I wrote it down, and I'm going to ask you to maybe you can tell us, not to put you on the spot. Rollins is situated to be a top global liberal arts college.
Yeah, right. So, this is really interesting. So, liberal education is an American invention. It's an American paradigm for higher education. But the fact is that in this era of globalization, it's exactly the right kind of education to prepare students best for a globalized economy. And what's happening globally is that the world has discovered this approach to higher education, liberal education. And there are liberal arts colleges being created from Japan to Africa to Europe to Eastern Europe, because they see that this kind of broad-based liberal education is what you need to be successful in this very complex global economy. I think that Rollins, being situated in Orlando, is in a place to draw the world to Rollins College.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of the feeling now, I'm a guy that grew up here. I went to Rollins. I'm an 85 grad. I jotted a few things down. Again, nothing pointed here, but I wrote down all the things that I think everything falls under you, but all the things I think from faculty, students, facilities, endowment, local, we're constricted by lakes, so we've got local properties that are looking to be acquired to grow. That's the only way that can be grown. Trustees, athletics. And by the way, while I'm on the subject of athletics, 29 under the directorship of Penny Parker, 29 semesters in a row above a 3-point GPA in athletics. And this year, tops in the SEC in the academic success rate.
And you can bet that that's one of the reasons I'm here, because I am a true believer in the model of the student athlete. And I come out of a Division III context,
right?
But to see that Rollins regularly has student athletes that are top performers athletically and academically, that's very attractive to me. That's a very good recipe.
And just from my perspective, doing this radio for 16 years, it's always been the favorite part. It's not the places you go and all that stuff. It's the people you meet and the kids that have come through. And let me tell you, it's been unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I could sit here all day and tell you about guys that you don't know that have come and gone that are just some of the most unbelievable guys.
Yeah. And I think, I've only been here for, since July, but I think you see it in the way our student athletes comport themselves on the field or on the court. You can see the way, first of all, they play their athletics in a way that's very smart, very well disciplined, and they're very good students. They're very good kids out there, you can tell.
And it is kind of a fun environment, and I think a lot of that is cultivated, as I've known them for a lot of years. Tom Klusman, Kyle Frakes, and Brad Ash, I think, do a good job to bring all that together. But I am glad to get into that with you a little bit, because I see you pop in and out of the games. I know you're a busy guy. I know you got a busy schedule, but I see you pop in and out, both men's and women's. And I was wondering, what does he really think? What does he really think? How does he compare this to the D3 thing?
Yeah.
Because it's similar, but it's different.
Yeah, it's different, I'll tell you. So, first of all, my wife Peg and I come to as many athletic events as we can. We go to every concert, every theater performance. The reason you choose a life on a college campus is because you love this, right? What's not to love?
Right.
Tonight's right? Yeah. But there is a difference. So the College of Worcester has one of the most storied programs in D3 basketball. Steve Moore is the winningest coach in any division in the 2000s. Like, they've had something like over a decade of 20-win seasons. They've been to the Final Four 3 times since 2000. So it's a very high-quality D3 program, and I couldn't wait to come here and see, so what is the difference? Yeah. How does D2 basketball look and feel different than D3 basketball?
And I know you got more to say, but I just wanted to just slip in there that at a lot of schools, I think it would be really, really, really different. My comment is, I'm hoping maybe, I don't think it's that different here at Rollins, but maybe you think I'm wrong.
Well, I actually think, first of all, I'm a real student of basketball. I just love basketball. And the fact is, Midwestern collegiate basketball is different than Southern collegiate basketball. They're different norms. So first of all, the Midwest is it's all about man-to-man. You never see a zone, right?
That's
and
cool.
It's all about really hard-fought defense, rebounding, passing, picks and rolls.
Agreed.
All in a kind of man-to-man context. Here, of course, I see a whole lot of zone. And that's a different game. The ball moves differently, different skills are called for, and that's been really interesting for me to get used to.
Can I make a comment regarding that? Over the years, and in talking with the coaches and traveling with them and the men's team and being friends of mine, the zones will sometimes cause you to have a big, ugly loss here and there. Yeah. But here's the flip side. They'll allow you a lot of big wins.
Absolutely.
A lot of big wins because you're playing against teams that I watch. That's the first thing I watch for in some of these games are people that try and attack off the dribble. You're in business when you see people. Now, where you start to wonder is when they move the ball.
Yeah.
And they put guys in the short corner and they're looking to move it and they don't put it down on the floor. Then
exactly.
You're like, and that's kind of what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. And also, the role the three-point shot plays, right? In a zone, you pass, and somebody's going to be open for a three. So this game is structured around the three-point shot more than I have found in the up in the Midwest. So next year, get this.
I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
Next year, the College of Worcester is coming down here to play Rollins College in a sort of exhibition game because College of Worcester's D3,
right.
We're D2, and that's going to be really interesting.
I'm anxious to see it too.
Yeah. I'll tell you another difference, though. It's the athleticism. It's the speed and athleticism. I think that the quality and intelligence of the basketball is quite comparable, but Rollins guys are just bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to come out. That's a difference between D2 and D3.
That's kind of, I was on that list, but we were going down. We've got the athletics. We've got another topic is the grounds upkeep of the school. Rollins voted the #1 most beautiful or whatever school in the nation.
It is. By the Princeton Review.
And then alumni relations. So I named all these different categories. Where do you fall into all that at? Are you just all over the board with that?
So actually, and you're missing a few, right? There's parents.
Yeah.
Right? There's the alumni board. There's the national government. I mean, there's the role I have to play nationally and in Washington around educational policy. So a president's job is to keep all of those constituencies kind of aligned, and actually to be a communicator, to help faculty understand parents, and parents understand students, and students understand who trustees are. And so all of those groups constitute a college. It's my job to help them all understand each other and what the heck we're doing here. I always try to bring everybody back to the mission. Like, what's the core reason? Why is there a Rollins College? It's the liberal education of these students.
A couple other things. I get that. That answer makes a lot of sense to me. Your wife, Peg, 23 years, you mention her often, as a professional in college administration.
Right.
And you've been around her a lot at Worcester and whatnot. You have two sons, Tosh and Kelsey, and I'm going a little someplace with this.
Yeah.
They're like the college plus age, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
22 and 26.
I was going to guess 25-ish. And then you already talked about your basketball background. I guess the one thing I wanted to ask you as we wrap this up is, you take or have taken some kind of summer cruise type deal. There's pictures of you on the boat and sailing and all that kind of thing, and it looks like you're cooking and eating on the boat. So this is a fairly serious thing that you guys do, or you have done
Every
in the
year.
past?
We brought our boys up as sailors because we're both sailors, and we believe that teaching young people, young men, how to cope with nature out on the water is just a very good way to build character and build a skill set.
That leads to my question. That leads to my big question. With all that sailing and all that, are you a Jimmy Buffett guy? Because I am.
I'm absolutely a Jimmy Buffett guy.
See, I like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, you
That's
bet.
where I was going.
Yeah.
That, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jim Farrow. That's the voice of Grant Cornwell. This is Rollins Men's Basketball. You're listening to 91.5 FM WPRK, Winter Park, Florida. And this is Rollins Sports, can be heard round the world, and they do listen around the world on rollinsports.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we were glad to have him. It was a great interview. Grant Cornwell, the 15th president of Rollins College, took office July 1, 15. Keep an eye on him.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Cornwell, thank you very much.
You bet, yeah.